We have finally reached the end of the line. Hello guys, my name is the Polish Gamer and welcome to the last, for now, Nickelback album review. Yes, this time we are going to be reviewing their most recent album, of course until this summer when their new record, Feed the Machine, gets released. Really excited for that one. I'll probably review that one someday too, after it's released. Probably not immediately when it comes out, but somewhere along the line I will probably make a review of it. But right now we are doing a review of Nickelback's 2014 record, which let's just say I have a lot of things to say about it. Yeah, it's called No Fixed Address. Before we do anything, I'm already gonna put it straight out there. This is my least favorite Nickelback album. I mean, it's just way too much. It's just way too poppy. I mean, this is not a rock album, man. There's too much pop on it. This is a pop rock album, and it's pretty generic pop rock at that. I mean, the previous album was already kind of light, and this is on a whole nother level. I mean, honestly, there are barely any harder songs on this CD. I mean, it actually does start off pretty well. We'll get to that later, but after that, it's just something else. I can't explain it. This is a very, very big change from Nickelback. I mean, it is a very different album. It's like, if you look at their entire discography, this one especially stands out just with, I mean, it's just like I said, it's so poppy. I mean, you have songs like She Keeps Me Up, which is just so, it's just something that you would expect to hear on the radio actually, and like on pop stations. It sounds more like something from Maroon 5. There's even a track featuring Flo Rida. Flo fucking Rida is featuring on a Nickelback album. What is, no, you can't do that. You're a rock band. You can't feature Flo Rida. Are you mad? With this record, Nickelback definitely tried to be more appealing to the general audience. They definitely did this to get radio play and stuff like that. But I guess you could call it selling out, but then again, this is actually their least successful album since their debut. I mean, this didn't even get certified gold. It didn't get certified anything by the RAA in the US. I mean, it still sold well, especially for today's standards, but you can just tell, I mean, it's a huge step down from even Here and Now, which, I mean, that got platinum. This didn't get anything in the US. Could this be the downfall of Nickelback? Well, hopefully not. I mean, their new track is sick. Let's hope the rest of the album's gonna be like that and not like this. But yeah, let's actually take a deeper look onto this album now and see why it's not that good. Like I said before, this album does start out strongly. The first track, Million Miles an Hour, is definitely one of the better songs on here. It's a harder track, and it's very energetic, and it does its job of being a good opening song. It gets you excited for everything, gets you pumped up. It's a song about drugs, so again, nothing really too deep, but what do you expect from Nickelback lyrics? One complaint I do have about the song is the vocals. There is this weird auto-tune distortion effect on them, and it's not that bad, but I really think that the song would have been better without it. The second track, Edge of a Revolution, which was also the lead single off of the record, was also pretty good. It's definitely, again, one of the best songs on this album, but I mean, I really liked this song at first, but over time it just kind of got old pretty quickly, honestly. It's just not something that I would really keep coming back to time and time again. It has these revolution lyrics, Edge of a Revolution, how, standing up to the government and stuff like that, and it's kind of cringy in that way. I mean, there's this bit near the end of the song, in the bridge, where Chad is screaming, "What do we want?" And then it's like, "We want change, how are we gonna get that? Revolution," And it just sounds very cheesy coming from Nickelback, honestly. Especially since the rest of this album is basically filled with a bunch of love songs and stuff like that. But yeah, after this song, things really start to go downhill. The first two songs were actually alright rock tracks, but then we move on to What Are You Waiting For, which was the lead pop single off of this record. Yeah, a lead pop single. And honestly, even though this is poppy, this is pop rock, easy, and it's got pretty generic lyrics. It's basically supposed to be this song to like make you like, oh, never give up, follow your dreams, whatever. Just don't wait. What are you waiting for? Just do it now, whatever, you know, like, oh, are you waiting for the perfect night? You're waiting on a lightning strike. What are you waiting for? You know, like follow your dreams in life. So it does get a message, but like many other Nickelback songs, even though it has a message behind it, the lyrics are very thin. There's really nothing to think, nothing that makes you think or anything like that. But I personally quite like this song. Actually, it's one of my favorite poppy songs off of this, even though it's nothing amazing. It's got, I mean, it was one of the first songs I heard of this record, and it just kind of grew on me over time. At first, I remember I really wasn't a big fan of it, but I like it. Like, I just like the fact, you know, like I sometimes listen to it and sometimes think, man, I can do this. Like, I can follow my dreams. You know, it does do what it's supposed to, but again, it's just a very cheesy poppy track. After that, we have "She Keeps Me Up," which is a low point. I mean, it's got background vocals from some random unknown female vocalist, which immediately makes it sound like this is something which really should not be coming from Nickelback. It's just like I think I've said before at the start of the video, it sounds like something Maroon 5 would do. I mean, honestly, it's just, oh, the lyrics on it also, I mean, they're so cringy. I mean, there's a line which goes like, oh, Coca-Cola, roller coaster, lover, even though I'm not supposed to. Even the video just makes me shake my head in disappointment. I mean, if you just look up the music video for this song, you can see the band performing in glittery suits, and there's a big party going on, everything. It's just so poppy, it's unreal, honestly. This is not the Nickelback I'm used to. One thing I do kind of like about this song is actually how you hear the lyrics and it makes you think that it's about a girl, but in reality it's about using drugs. Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, she keeps me up, whatever. Like, the entire song, you might think, oh, this is, you know, just about Chad singing about this girl. But no, it's actually Chad. Chad even confirmed it himself. The song is about being high on, about cocaine use, I think. I don't know. About some kind of drug. I don't remember exactly, but it is about drug use. We followed it up with track 5, Make Me Believe Again, which is a very, very forgettable filler track. Honestly, there's not much to say about it. Honestly, it's one song which I actually completely forgot about before I listened to this album. That, like, it came on and I was like, oh yeah, this is a song, right? It's like just something I completely forgot about. There's nothing special about it. The lyrics are nothing special. They're very generic. Like I said, it's kind of like something from Here and Now, except it's poppy. After that, we have a song which is something you might actually normally expect from Nickelback. No, not the hard rocking one. No, a nice, lovely, romantic relationship track. Oh yeah, Satellite. But it's a pretty forgettable one at that. I mean, even if you compare it to all the other, you know, relationship songs from Nickelback, it's a very, very poor one. I mean, the chorus gets repeated way too much. It really does get on my nerves sometimes. I mean, I used to think it was corny and, you know, and nice at first, but it's just freaking now it's making me pissed off. It's kind of like Don't Ever Let It End from Here and Now, which was the final track. It just gives you a headache. It gets repeated so many times, it just annoys you, and by the time the song ends, you're like happy it's over, because it's just nothing special, honestly. Like I said, it's very poor, even for like a Nickelback love song. I mean, there's so many better ones that they did in the past. Like, if Nickelback are not having a good album, if even their super romantic relationship song is freaking forgettable and not special at all, even compared to all the other ones they did. The next song, Get 'Em Up, is actually one of the better tracks on this record, which at this point isn't even saying that much, but don't matter. But yeah, Get 'Em Up, it's a pretty cool track. I mean, it's about these two guys. They're stupid and they want to go rob a bank. And it all goes wrong. The bank is closed, and they get arrested. Blah 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 blah. It's a pretty funny song. Of course, something that's not meant to be taken seriously, and it's definitely one of the songs that definitely stand out the most on this record. But I really do. I mean, I really was a fan of it at first, especially because it's still not really hard or anything. It's still pretty lighter. It has a lighter tone, but it's definitely less pop than a lot of the previous track we've had up to this point. But it's just, again, I mean, I really liked it at first, but over time it's just gotten really old, honestly. Like, it's definitely a track that, you enjoy it at first, but after a while it's not something you're gonna be always coming back to. Like years from now, this song will be completely forgotten, but it's definitely one of the better ones on this record. We then have a song which not only is my favorite on this album, it's actually a pretty damn good song overall, The Hammer's Coming Down. I was really surprised with this one. This is actually a track I might, come back to from time to time. It actually, when I listen to it, it tends to give me goosebumps when the chorus rolls around. It's got these, the lyrics, are these battle lyrics, like, oh, it's time for the fight, this is the fight that we've been waiting for, the hammer's coming down. And even though it is kind of poppy still, it's definitely less pop. I mean, it's not as poppy as some of the other songs we've had, but it's still not exactly a hard rocking track, not something that will get any metalheads pumped up anytime soon. But it's definitely my favorite song on the album. Like I said, it gives me goosebumps. I really like the lyrics. I really think this is Chad's best vocal performance on this album. And again, it's just, I think, a song which really stands out from all the other ones, which, again, just like Get 'Em Up already makes it instantly better, because like you have all these other songs which are just these generic poppy songs which you probably will never come back to. So a song like this is a change for the better. Unfortunately, we then have what possibly could be the worst song on this album, and we've had some pretty poor tracks up to this point. So yeah, Miss You, that song, honestly, it's so cheesy. It is so poppy. It is just not Nickelback. I mean, there is this, the freaking lyric, I miss you, miss you, miss you so much, gets repeated so many times. Like, honestly, it's honestly like, it's like something you use to brainwash sometimes. It's so annoying. It is not pleasing. It is, I don't know what is supposed to be appealing to the listener with this song. It's just so annoying. Chad's vocal performance is poor. It's like he didn't put any effort into it. He just sings it with, a monotone voice, these generic love lyrics. I wish I would have told you I love you before you left, blah blah blah. All these kinds of, just generic lyrics like that with a poor vocal performance. And the lyrics, it's just the repeating, I miss you so much, which freaking makes you want to jump out of the window. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite song on this album. Let's move on. We now have the aforementioned track featuring the one and only Flo motherfucking Rida. Yeah, Flo Rida featuring on a Nickelback song. What a time to be alive, right? Oh my god. Okay, honestly, this song was pretty good. It really was pretty good. Until the point when Flo Rida came in. He basically ruins this entire song. Okay? Honestly, this was a song which, it's not really good, but, compared to some of the other stuff we've had, like, definitely Miss You, the previous track, this is definitely a step up from that, but it's still a pretty poor track. It's got some, again, cringy lyrics, like, about a girl, how she makes you, like, she's got me running, like, the name of the song, she's got me running around, she's got me running all around, like, oh, I fell in love with her, she's, like, sweeter than the honey from Bumblebee, like, oh, these lyrics would just make you facepalm so hard. Like, this is coming from people who wrote songs like Never Again and Side of a Bullet and all the stuff they had on their first two records, like Not Leaving Yet, Hold Out Your Hand. Like, oh, these are the same guys that wrote those songs. Chad Kroeger, he wrote this as well. I can't believe it, man. But yeah, it was an okay song. It was pretty catchy, which is probably the best thing I can say about it. But then Flo Rida came in, and Flo Rida on a Nickelback record, and then it kind of got. But the song without the Flo Rida bit is okay. It's catchy, which is a good thing, considering the previous song Miss You made me want to jump off a freaking skyscraper. So the fact that this song actually was got stuck in my head for a little bit, I think that's a positive. We're slowly coming to the end of this long train ride. We've got the final track, Sister Sin, which again is actually an improvement. It's actually one of the better songs, but then again, I wouldn't exactly say it's one of my favorites off of this record. It's kind of, again, forgettable, but compared to all of the other stuff we've had up to this point, it's actually pretty good. I guess, what I got from the lyrics is it's basically a song about a guy trying to, like, balance, he has a problem. He has, he's just addicted to alcohol or something like that, and, he's trying to balance out his life with, like, his actual love and then he's trying to have a balance between his actual love and alcohol, and he's like and stuff like I don't even know, man. The lyrics are I don't even know at this point what is going on. This album has just completely brain fucked me, and I just want to end this review already. So let's just say it's a pretty generic, forgettable track, but it's actually one of the better ones on this album. Okay, and that's the end of this. That's the end of No Fixed Address. Okay, that's the end of No Fixed Address. I honestly don't understand what the band members were thinking. I guess they just really wanted to have a change, because of course Nickelback, one thing that the haters always say, the critics, is that they always sound the same. So maybe they tried to change their sound so they couldn't say that anymore and try to have some variation, but it didn't really work. I mean, for the fans who stuck around with Nickelback, despite all the hate, they enjoyed the stuff that they were doing. So why they had a fan base which enjoyed all their previous stuff, but then they do this. I mean, they get all this poppy stuff, and I mean, like I said, it's not all bad. Like, the first 2 tracks are good. I personally kind of like What Are You Waiting For? Again, This Hammer's Coming Down is actually a pretty good track. Get 'Em Up, which, I mean, over time it does get pretty old, but I mean, it's a pretty funny track, I guess. Something that stands out. So it's not all bad. It's not the worst thing that exists on this planet. It's just really not good, and it's definitely the worst Nickelback album. Hopefully it will remain the worst Nickelback album, because I'm hoping Feed the Machine is going to be a huge improvement. Honestly, I am so excited for Feed the Machine. I just hope it's going to be a great album. I'm actually really hoping that the next single gets released soon, or at least some kind of sneak peek. I just really want to know what direction the rest of the record is going to be going. Hopefully it's not going to be the same as No Fixed Address, because the first, the lead single off of this was Edge of a Revolution, which was one of the only harder songs on here. So, when that first came out, you were thinking like, okay, you were expecting, another Nickelback album, but then you buy the album and you got all this other poppy shit on it. You're like, what the hell is this? Did I buy the wrong album? Yeah, but now that was the entire Nickelback discography now. Wow, 8 reviews. So we started off with their humble beginnings, with the grungy albums. Then we had Silver Side Up, where they kind of got into the mainstream, and they slowly just became more and more hated with more albums they made. And then Here and Now, kind of, I actually enjoyed all the other albums. Like, I really liked even though they like All the Right Reasons, The Long Road, and Dark Horse. I was actually a fan of those. But then Here and Now was kind of generic. I mean, there was some good stuff on it, but it was just a very forgettable album. And now we have this. So it's safe to say Nickelback, it's kind of been going downhill for them lately. So I'm just really hoping that Feed the Machine will fix everything and just be a nice change for the better. And so we can go back to some harder Nickelback. Because so far, I mean, I really am a fan of the title track. I mean, Feed the Machine, very good song, really like it. I've been listening to it a lot lately, actually. And I just hope the rest of the album is gonna be like that, because another No Fixed Address might actually break my heart completely, okay? But hopefully you guys enjoyed. So, those were all the Nickelback albums reviewed. It actually took me quite about a month to review all of these. I was hoping I could do it quicker, but school got in the way. I actually got a week off of school, so that's why the last few days I was able to work on these a little bit more, on these reviews. But yeah, what do I do now? I think I actually quite enjoyed doing this, reviewing the records. I have many more albums there, so who knows, maybe I could continue this thing. Maybe I could review some other records I own and give my thoughts on them as well, just like I did with the Nickelback albums, because this was actually a lot of fun. So yeah, that was the Nickelback discography. One of my favorite bands, one of the bands I really got into, one of the first bands I really got into back in the day. They're the first real band I started buying CDs for, and that's why I thought it would be a good way to start off my reviewing career, if you can call it that. I don't think you can, but whatever. With reviewing the Nickelback records, since I own every single one of them. But yeah, that was it for the Nickelback discography. Hopefully Feed the Machine will be better. I'll probably review that one day. Who knows when, but one day. My name is The Polish Gamer, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.